time, I have right now the man of the hour on the line, and he's about to speak to you. So everybody welcome Mr. Omar Goody.
Hello. How's everybody doing this morning?
What's up, Omar? Fine. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. Very excited about the upcoming Monday, June 18th premiere of my show, Family Time. Let me give you a quick rundown on what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, we're airing on Bounce TV, which is the nation's first over-the-air broadcast television network for African Americans, founded by Andrew Young and Martin Luther King III in 2011. So we're very excited. I'm excited about being a part of this movement, and I'm very proud that they chose Family Time to be their first scripted series, the first half-hour sitcom, which was created by Bentley Kyle Evans, who's the creator, actually, of Jamie Foxx Show, Martin, and Love That Girl, starring Tatiana Ali. Now, that is where Bentley and I first met, because I did a guest spot on there. And he told me that he had something for me, and a couple months later, he sent me the script for Family Time, which I read and loved. I loved all of the writing. It was a perfect fit for me. So Family Time, the show, is about a working-class African-American family headed by Anthony Stallworth. My wife was played by Angel Conwell, who is a very fine actress. We actually first met in 2000 when we filmed Baby Boy together. She played my girlfriend. My son is played by Bentley Jr., which is the creator's son, and he's a chip off the old block, very talented young brother. And speaking of talented, my daughter, Ebony, is played by Jayla Calhoun, another terrific actress. So basically we're a family from the hood, and the show begins with me walking out of a liquor store as a construction worker who's walking out of the liquor store, and I buy a lottery ticket, I scratch it off, and it's actually a winner. I win $500,000, and I decide to move my family from the hood to Windsor Hills, which, if you're familiar, is not that far out of the hood, but it's far enough for us to consider it a big move. So, the show basically deals with all of the issues that normal families deal with. We're a young couple with kids, so we're basically, we're dealing with the nuances of raising a family that's, kids that are really, they're able to get internet access. So a lot of things that we think that we're teaching them, they're like, oh, Dad, I got the internet, I already know about that, type of thing. And normal family issues, coming into that kind of money, dealing with, different family members, knowing that you're coming into money, moving into a new environment, the kids relating to a new area, and then dealing with this newfound cashola flow. But it makes for good comedy. So this show, along with Uptown Comic, hosted by Joe Torre, will both premiere back-to-back Monday, June 18th, and we're very, very excited and very amped about that. So that's the basic premise, So feel free to open the floor to any questions.
Okay, number one, Tracy Tuesday.
Thank you so much. Well, good morning, Mr. Gooding.
Good morning.
Good morning. So you've got Bentley Kyle Evans Jr. there, the person who created, great vehicles for African Americans, such as Martin and the Jamie Foxx Show. Now you've got Family Time, which he's creating, producing, and starring in. How does Bentley want you to command your role? I mean, because you're not only a funny guy, but you've done some dramatic pieces. We've seen you in Jerry Bruckheimer's Miami Medical. So how does he want you to command your role, and how do you see your role evolving on the show?
Well, it's funny you say that. I mean, it's great because not only am I just a funny guy, I started off on sitcoms, hanging with Mr. Cooper, smart guy, and I was like the one-liner, kind of just, comic relief kind of dude, the sidekick. And, I've had, like as you said, a number of roles where I've become the leading man, so to speak. I was also in Barbershop, which kind of gave me my first shot at being the number one on the call sheet, so to speak. And I had to learn to not always have to be the funny guy every scene. I'm not having to be the comic relief, I have to just hold the scenes together, and there are dramatic moments. There's a lot of issues where a lot of scenes rather where I deal with, real issues. My son's coming into manhood, and he wants to know how to talk to girls. So I sit him down and give him some advice. And, it's still comical, but, I get real with it. It's like, Dad, am I in trouble while we're talking? But no, this is a serious moment. serious moment. I think we call it a Cosby moment. We refer to it in the show. So, there's times where he can go over the top funny with it, and there's times where I got to pull it back and rein it in. So, it's fun. It really challenges the different ranges of my acting abilities, if you will. But we definitely touch on a lot of different aspects and a lot of comical issues and situations that I'm sure everybody will be able to relate to.
Okay, to Andrew.
Omar, how you doing? My question to you is, you always play, like you said, the sidekick, the funny guy. How do you feel about playing the father? I mean, I know your daughter's involved on the show, but how do you feel about playing you're a role model, like, the king of the castle. How do you feel about that?
Oh, man, I love it. I dig it. I mean, at first I was like, I didn't think I was old enough for it, or to look old enough for it, but I'm 35 years old, so, it does make sense, although I look 20-something, So
20, 22, 25.
Appreciate it. Especially with the shady. But but I dig it. I've had a little experience in raising, now I wouldn't say children, because I have a couple of animals. I have an 11-year-old girl, a pit bull, and a 2-year-old boy, a King Corso. So, I know I'm wrangling them in, if you will. No, but no, it's fun to show a different side of me, the father figure side of me, and the head of the household running things. So it's a bit of a challenge. It was a grueling schedule that we had. We did 6 episodes in 5 days. So it was a bit of a blur, but it was all said and done. It was nice and fresh, because when we did sitcoms in my day growing up, it was a 5-day shoot. We'd come in on Monday, we'd read the script. We come in Tuesday, we change the script. Wednesday, we change it again. Thursday, more changes. And then Friday, we bring in the studio audience to film 2 shows. Whereas this, you get a couple of hours to learn the script. The jokes are still fresh and funny, whereas instead of Monday, we change it, and Tuesday, the jokes keep changing. It's like, oh, man, the joke was funny on Monday, but, you got tired of hearing it, so we changed it again on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? They're fresh, they're new, it's full of energy. It was a nice ride. I'm hoping when we, Lord allows to get the pick up and go through the back 9 or so, we'll have a little more time to film each episode. But I understand this pacing, and I actually like the strategy, and it's good, because it keeps me open to do other projects. Speaking of other projects, I got the moment, I do have another movie coming out at the end of the year. It's called Christmas in Compton, which is another comedy. And then I have a more serious role, which is The Percentage, which is a movie starring myself, Bing Rames, Macy Gray, and Cameron, which is due to release around the same time. So, yeah, fun times.
Okay, number 3, Leilani, Wave Newspapers.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for this morning. How are you?
Good. I'm wondering, you've been absent from the scene for more than 2 years. What was so special about this project?
Well, it's funny. Because I've been doing a lot of movies. I also did a film called Bolden, which is just taking its time coming out. So people say, "Oh, what are you doing? You still working?" "Oh, yeah, I'm stay working. We're just waiting for one of these things to drop." Even this series, we filmed back in November. So I'm sorry, that was my King Corso. You all right, baby? You need to go outside? Oh, all right, okay, just check. I had to do my little family time. I'm sorry, plug, shut up. Anyway, when I read the script right away, I was like, oh, okay, I was into it. Because when I did the guest spot for Bentley on Love That Girl, I loved it, man. It was like, oh, man, back to this comedy thing. I'm digging it, make people laugh, what I'm saying? Because I haven't had that sitcom feel in a while. So even when he said he had something for me, I didn't know it was going to be a sitcom. But when I read it, I was like, oh, yeah, brilliant. So I enjoyed the script. I love the idea, especially being number 1 on the call sheet. It's always fun. And the idea that they also brought me in as a producer, so that I could be able to give my input. And I don't know if they thought I would just be producer in name, but I was, Johnny on the spot everywhere, whatever it was. I'm like, hey, I'm the producer. And what kind of coffee is that? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's serve that. It was one of those things where, I don't know if they knew what they signed in for, but they got me full speed ahead. So it's a great opportunity, man. I'm really excited, as you can tell.
Nice. Thank you.
Next up, Amanda, No Limit Larry Radio.
No, women.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I know, noticing by the trailer, I see a lot of acting appearances on the show. Who can we expect?
Oh, man, a couple. It was great. It was like a blast from the past from all the sitcoms that when I grew up with. I should have all their names ready to just to fire away at. But there were a lot of familiar faces that you guys will see that you'll enjoy. The actor that plays my brother's brilliant. His timing goes back to my era. And everybody, all the way across the board. So there's a few surprises, and especially in store for if we get to pick up. I talked to my brother about it. He's like, man, you got to get me on your show, man. We never worked together. I'm like, oh, man, absolutely. I'd love to have you. So we have a few surprises in store, but a lot of wonderful supporting cast. People were really great. I can't wait for you guys to see them.
Okay, we're going to make another trip around the table. Back to Tracy from Black Thespian.
Thank you so much. So, Omar, we've had some great shows over the past few years. We've had the Bernie Mac show. We've had the Hugleys. What is family time? How are you going to bring it differently?
There's a couple ways. I mean, we're trying to keep it very current, very very relatable to all ages. We have older writers, if you will, who are before my time, so they bring the older generation. Like I'd say a line about breaking out a Frankie Beverly Mays CD, and even I was like, I'm sorry, Frankie who? Frankie? Oh, right, Frankie Beverly, yeah. And then we got our kids jumping around in the skinny jeans, talking about, oh, you don't know about this? Okay, so we got the whole generational gap, if you will, and we try to touch on real issues without sounding preachy, if you will. We have my wife's sister. She's a lesbian. We touch on it in a way that it's not. I don't know. It doesn't seem weird and anything. It's kind of natural. These are real issues, things you talk about. And then the kids having this access to the internet and whatnot. And you say, oh, well, let's talk about the birds and bees. Yeah, please, I got YouTube. I know anything. As a matter of fact, I can teach you a few things. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we try to make points there. And then someone asked me again, are you talking about family issues and family time? Oh, well, of course. I think one of the major issues is communication or the lack thereof. And a lot of the situations that are problematic in the show that we come across, you find out at the end of the day, they didn't communicate. The husband and wife are arguing about the finances or, thinking they know each other or what the case is, and then, they didn't communicate well. So then at the end of the day, they're talking about the kids and, not having time to sit down and talk to kids or go over their homework with them, but also you make time. You know what I mean? If that's your family and you love them, you'll make time for them. So I think we touch on a few more issues than the normal situation families, instead of, being issues like, oh, he wants to do something weird, he builds a suit and jumps off the roof, and, something people don't normally relate to versus things that are actually happening every day.
Awesome.
Okay, Andrew, for UMF.
Yes, Omar. One thing, you seem very family-orientated. You have your own family involved, and you actually took one of my questions saying that you have involvement as a producer, one of the producers on the show. But I want to ask you a real topic. Out of you and your brother, both very talented, who's funnier?
Oh, snap. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I mean, he's a serious actor, but in person you won't stop laughing. You will not stop laughing. And then me, when I get down, I get down. But then,
you funny.
Tell some more. So we kind of reverse the roles in person. But I think I had more. I mean, I know you're being funny, but at the same time, I've had more experience doing comedy, I would say. Like, I started in sitcoms, and I just kept it up. Whereas my brother, I think, a couple months ago, he said, man, I'm thinking about doing a television show, man. What's that like? So I was like, man, TV? I was like, man, they pay good money. Did you know that? I said, yes. You didn't realize it? Wow. Hey, Mom was out 10. I said, that's the check. Watch this. No, I think I've had a little more experience with the comic timing. But he's a nut bag. He's definitely a nut job. So our family gatherings are quite comical. My sister's the funniest one out of all of us. April Gooding, and she's an upcoming comic who's performed all over town, from improv to the Comedy Store, and she's hilarious. So you guys, the funniest Gooding is still yet to come. Yeah, April Gooding.
Okay. Leilani, Wave Newspapers.
I'm sorry?
You're up, Leilani.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't hear you. Okay. Well, so one question that I have, were you ever hesitant to take on this project? Because it seemed, particularly in, say, maybe the past couple of years, a lot of shows have kind of taken a backseat to reality shows, and even those that are viable, that are reaching millions of viewers, can be canned.
Right. Yeah, you know, I don't think it was a hesitation thing. I mean, I was the one going, oh, my God, everything on is reality shows. And I get sucked into it, too. I mean, I love the Bad Girls Club. Like, that's like one of my favorite shows. Why? Because they feed them a bunch of liquor and get drunk and smack each other around. You know, I'm like, where's the fight? I'm just fast-forwarding into it. They haven't fought each other yet. Okay, go to the end. You know, but I started in sitcoms, you know, and I see a lot of what I used to do in other actors, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm getting at. And so when I had the chance to come back and do it again, I said, all right, let me show them how it's done, type of thing. Like, let's see if this is still funny. Let's see if that timing still works. And I think it does. You know, when I played it back, you know, I'm my biggest critic. I was laughing. I was dying. Like, oh, my goodness, this is actually this is funny. This is not just your normal little ha-ha chuckle, you know, you sit around. But it's got some good qualities. I mean, to sit around, to have a show that you can sit and watch with the whole family is what really appeals to me. You know what I mean? Like, I can sit and watch stuff with my mom, and she's, like, real critical all the time. So, oh, my goodness, they put his shirt on. Wait a minute, turn this. It's going to fit the hell. What's going on here? It's like, no, I can sit and watch this with my grandma, with little kids, whoever, you know, whoever's around. So I dig that. So, you know, I hope it goes, because it's a good thing, not only for the community, our community, you know, to have positive black viewing, you know, as opposed to being depicted as, you know, the buffoon or the idiot or the drug dealer or the, you know what I mean, the other roles that they give us. So they give us a role model, somebody that we can look up to. You know, I dig that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Amanda, No Limit Larry, you're up.
Okay. Well, how does it feel to reunite with Angel Conwell on screen for the first time since Baby Boy?
Oh, awesome! It was great, man, because I didn't know she was this funny. We always, you know, had a great rapport, and we had great chemistry. But you couldn't really see that in Baby Boy, in like the 2 or 3 scenes. But we clicked right off the bat, you know, and then she respects the fact that I have a comical background, so she listens to, you know, the fact that she listens is great, you know, because we actually dated back in the day. The listening was the issue, you know, communication. So, you know, to be like, you got to listen to me now, okay? No, I don't read that line again. No, but she's really good, man. I mean, her timing was excellent. You know, I couldn't have been a better choice. And I didn't have anything to do with her casting. I know people say, oh, man, you guys are together. You pulled some strings, producer. It's like, no, it wasn't that. Actually, I found out after I agreed that she was signed on to be the wife. So, you know, she beat everybody out fair and square, and she did her thing. So yeah, I mean, it works. It definitely helps to have somebody that you get along with, that you work with. Because, you know, if it was a problem, like, oh, I didn't know we dated. Oh, my goodness. Then it feels a little awkward on set. But no, it runs smooth, and it makes sense. So, and it's definitely good chemistry there.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna make this our final trip around the table. Make it a good one. So, Tracy, you're up.
Thank you so much.
No pressure.
That you come from a family, a host of entertainers. Your dad, Cuba Gooding Sr. from the main ingredient, and then of course you've got your Academy Award-winning brother, Cuba. Were you destined to be a part of the entertainment industry? Is that something that was just an automatic for you, or did you want to be a fisherman or lawyer or something?
Oh, how funny! That's a good question. It started, I was around 10 years old, and I swear I had the night before the story I'm about to tell, I was watching Star Search, and I remember watching the show, and I've always been a character. I found some pictures that my uncles posted on Facebook that blew my mind. I'm like, look at the characters we are here, and I'm like hamming it up, and I'm like, and it was always in the blood. I was always rapping and doing, I also do music as well. We'll talk about that on the next interview. But the night before, I'm watching Star Search, and I see the kids section, and it's like Kids Star Search, and here comes the actors, and they sit up, and I remember it's clear as day, and the whole thing was two kids sitting across the table. Oh, okay. Somebody needs to put some coins in the meter. Okay, and I remember thinking, man, I could do that, you know. And then it was crazy. The very next day, I went with my brother to pick up a script for him, and he sends me into his agents, and I run in there and I grab the script, and she said, "Oh, what's going on, kiddo? Hey, wow, what a great smile. Would you like to be an actor? I'd love it, because I will be running. Tell Obama, he can hold her down for another. I think we're gonna give him another 12 years or something. We said we're gonna rewrite history, and big old coming in, big old president. Just get ready. No, I have a couple of projects that I'm really excited about that I've touched on briefly. There's a few films that I did that are all coming out this year and in the next. So with film, this show here, and my music, which I do on the side, only because I'm so busy acting, I'm looking real, I'm going to make a strong push this summer to let the secret out, because I've been doing hip-hop equally as long as acting, and, it's about time that I turn that loose, if you will. So, I'm a man of multi-talent. It kind of got that ADD thing going, I'm doing this, doing that. It's like having an iPhone, you know what I mean, with different apps, you know what I mean. I just keep it, what I'm saying, words with friends, boom, and then back to the topic at hand. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to stay busy, trying to utilize all the gifts that God's given.
Yes.
Okay, Leilani.
Yes. Hi. Okay, last question, I guess. So I was wondering, I'm sure that you receive scripts all of the time. So what is it that you look for when you're considering or choosing a role?
Just quality. I have a lot of people that give me the whole spiel. Oh, I got this script here. I think it'll be the next this. It'll be the next that. I just say, send me the script. I say, yeah, no, but man, I'm telling you, let me give you a little bit. Just send it to me. Let me read it, and we'll go from there. So if it's a page turner, if it's exciting, if it's funny, if it makes you cry, if it makes you sad, it's got to be good. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a big gap. Everybody said, oh man, we haven't seen you in a while, and I said, oh no, trust me, I've been working. The films just haven't come out yet. But realistically, that is the case. But at the same time, a lot of the scripts weren't that good that I was getting. You know what I mean? So I did after Baby Boy, I got every gangster script you could imagine. No. You know what I mean? It was like, no, thank you, no. And then there was one that I kind of dug, and we went out and we shot we actually shot a trailer for it. It's called No Warning, and a friend of mine, Daryl Hollywood, who unfortunately passed a few years ago, we were gonna, we're still thinking about trying to revamp the script and put it out for him. But that was as close as I ever got to doing another Baby Boy. Like, oh, Baby Boy 2? And no, that's just But yeah, if it catches my eye, and if it's just well written, then I'm on board with it. You know what I'm saying? So just a lack of quality kind of slowed me down from just doing everything. You know what I'm saying? But and then when you do a few successful, be it sitcoms, TV shows, or a movie, you kind of have that. Okay, now I have to make sure that I keep the level high for my audience and for my viewers. I don't want to say, hey man, I love that one show you did with that one movie. My God, what were you thinking? Would you need the money, brother? What's going on? So I'm just trying to stay consistent, if you will.
Hey, Amanda.
Okay, well, it's great to see you evolve from, roles like Smart Guy, which I personally grew up on, to Family Time now. So what television show would you compare Family Time to?
What do we compare it to? It's, I like to say the Cosby Show because that's when I think of sitcoms, that's where I go back to. Like, it's a family sitcom, boom, Cosby. But it's like the Cosby Show meets the Jeffersons, stuffed in some skinny jeans. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's a new age, but it's still got the old school feel with, the timing, and then with some of the veterans that we brought back to appear on the show with us, you know what I'm saying? So it's I don't think it's like pretty much anything out there, but yet it is, you know what I'm saying? It's got more of a throwback, but with a new feel.